Coming up in the news, the nation's leader announcing a date for the next general election. Residents react to the ringing of the proverbial bell and the closure of the voter registration. And 3 persons hauled before the courts on child abuse charges. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, it was an announcement that was highly anticipated by Bahamians across the country. The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, announcing a date for the next general election during an address to the nation this morning. Jamila Mizik has the details.
I have advised the Governor General to issue the writs of election, which will be held on Thursday, the 16th of September, 2021.
The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, making the official announcement of the next general election on Thursday morning following the dissolution of Parliament. Prime Minister Minnis noting that now is the time for the people to choose who will form the next government of the Bahamas.
We have a long tradition of peaceful elections. Let us continue that proud tradition. We must discuss the issues rigorously and peacefully, contrasting our various visions for the country. In our democratic tradition, the people rule. Your collective wisdom will decide our way forward. Your collective wisdom will decide our shared future. All political parties should conduct their campaigns in keeping with public health guidelines.
Dr. Minnis also taking the opportunity to announce the arrival of more vaccines to the country.
The Bahamas received earlier today 38,400 doses of the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. These doses are in addition to the AstraZeneca vaccines we received over the past few months. In total, including doses received and those arriving in the country weeks, the Bahamas was able to secure well in excess of 550,000 doses of the life-saving vaccines.
The Prime Minister noting that the country now has enough doses of vaccines to be taken out of the emergency phase of the pandemic. However, residents will still have to abide by health and safety protocols.
My government is spending more than $7 million on public health resources to help battle this wave. This includes creating more beds and spaces to treat those who are ill, as well as bringing more health care and medical personnel.
Now, he offered sympathy and prayers to those who have lost loved ones to the COVID-19 virus and says he is encouraged by the number of persons showing up to get vaccinated.
Your next government will have key decisions to make in enacting post-pandemic public health legislation. Your next government will have to make other key decisions to build on the robust economic growth started on our watch. Your next government will have to make important decisions on rebuilding and renewing a post-COVID-19 Bahamas. A new mandate is needed to ensure that a government is in place to do this difficult work over the long term as we are reaching a critical turning point in the pandemic.
Now, the Prime Minister noted that the Bahamas has a long tradition of peaceful elections and encouraged Bahamians to keep that proud tradition. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Jamila Mizik.
While about an hour before the Prime Minister's address, the Commissioner of Police, in his capacity as Provost Marshal, went to the steps of Parliament once again to read a proclamation on the dissolution of Parliament and also announcing a date for the new session of Parliament. Italia Hall has that story.
For the second consecutive day, the Commissioner of Police, Paul Roll, in his capacity as Provost Marshal, approached the steps of Parliament. On Thursday morning, Commissioner Roll read two additional proclamations from the Governor-General, His Excellency Cornelius A. Smith. In the first proclamation, it was announced that Parliament is dissolved as of Thursday, August 19, 2021.
I, Cornelius A. Smith, Governor-General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, do hereby proclaim that Parliament shall be and is hereby dissolved on the 19th day of August 2021, given under my hand and public seal of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the city of Nassau this 19th day of August in the year of our Lord 2021, and in the 69th year of Her Majesty's reign. Signed, Governor-General. God save the Queen.
The Commissioner then announcing that the next session of Parliament will be held in New Providence on October 6, 2021 at 10 a.m.
Given under my hand and public seal of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the city of Nassau this 19th day of August in the year of our Lord 2021 and in the 69th year of Her Majesty's reign. Signed, our Governor-General. God save the Queen.
Now, the dissolution of Parliament comes one day after the House of Assembly was prorogued and a date was announced for a new sitting of Parliament. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The highly anticipated announcement of a snap election sent many residents rushing to the Parliamentary Registration Department to register. However, it was too late. Tonight, we hear how some residents feel about the big announcement. Well, we will have that story later in tonight's newscast. And on this anniversary of the Free National Movement's victory at the polls on August 19th, 1992, one of the founding members of the Free National Movement, the Right Honorable Maurice Moore, the Bahamas ambassador designate to Central America, is reflecting on his party's rise to power 29 years ago, as the Prime Minister announced the next general election today.
I'm happy that I was able to make a contribution to that particular area of development in the political and economic life of our country. It brought about a chance for those in the community who felt that the government of the country, the Bahamian people, deserved to have a better form of government, and that it was felt that yes, there were black men and women who had the ability to do just that, and we tried hard. We made a lot of progress, but I'm happy that I was a part of that change which came about, and the Bahamian people were pleased with having us as their government.
The life and legacy of the former Governor General, the Most Honorable Arthur D. Hanna, will be celebrated next week as the Progressive Liberal Party will host memorial services in Grand Bahama and the nation's capital. The Honorable Arthur D. Hanna, 93, died on August 3rd of this year in New Providence. He is the father of the Member of Parliament for Angliston constituency, the Honorable Glennis Hanna Martin. Mr. Martin was also the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas, having served in the late Sir Lyndon Pinling's cabinet. During the memorial service, Hanna's immeasurable contributions to this country will be noted. Bahamians throughout the length and breadth of this country are invited to join the PLP in this celebration as they remember a man who fought for the rights of Bahamians. The memorial service for Grand Bahama will be held on Monday at 6 p.m. at PLP headquarters on East Sunrise Highway and Beachway Drive. The memorial service for New Providence will be held on Tuesday, the 24th of August at PLP headquarters on Farrington Road. The state funeral for the Honorable Arthur D. Hanna will take place on Thursday, August 26. The emergency powers orders amended once again, this time impacting the nightly curfew for the islands of Abaco, including the surrounding keys, and for North, Central, and South Andros. The newly imposed curfew will now be between the hours of 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. The change takes effect this coming Saturday, August 21st. And stay with us, there's more news coming up right after the break.